we have let our children drink at home, if I give you an example, our youngest is 13. She's not actually at all interested in alcohol, as it happens. But if we have a celebration, if we have some bubbly for some reason or whatever, she's always offered. In fact, if we have wine for dinner, she's always offered some. She hardly ever has any, but maybe 2 or 3 times a year she has, a few teaspoons full of bubbly at Christmas or whatever it may be. And I think that is well, obviously, I think it's a healthy, good, fun thing to do. I wouldn't do it. But what I do passionately believe is that parents are the best people to judge this kind of thing. Of course, it's alarming to think of parents giving alcohol as a bribe, but of course that could mean all sorts of things. It could mean you've passed your exams, let's open a bottle of Prosecco. Would you like a little? It very much depends how the question was asked. But of course, we have to acknowledge that booze is a huge problem in our society now, a huge social problem, not just amongst teenagers and young people, but amongst middle age, middle class. All sorts of us are drinking too much, and we do have to take that on board. But I do think the law is right on this, and I don't think this is necessarily cause for alarm. It sounds really shocking.
Let's bring Martin in and get a GP's perspective on this. What do you make of this?
I think views have changed in recent times. Modern neuroscience has taught us that the brain is very vulnerable in young teenagers. And in the past, I would have let my children drink. But I've changed my tune on this because we now know that neural connections are being made in the brain in the 11, 12, 13-year-old group. And these are vulnerable and can easily be damaged. And so I really feel that we're beginning to gain some better objective understanding of the potential harm that can come from it. And although I respect Anne's views, and I share her view that parents really have to decide, I think we now need to adhere to the advice of the Chief Medical Officer and restrict alcohol to children over 16 and be very, very careful with younger children, even though there is perhaps a case made for teaching them a little bit about caution and being careful about those sorts of experiences.